Now 5.8 summarizes and wraps up our Chapter 5 discussions, and this is where we start to combine these transformations. So if I have this figure right here, this little triangle, and I first want to reflect it across the y-axis, I would take my points and I reflect them across the y-axis. You can see that this takes the image and it flips it over. So my size is conserved, my shape is conserved, but the orientation has changed. And then I take this and I reflect it across the y or the x-axis. So I can take this image and then reflect it down, and I will get this square here. And then if I want to take this and I want to rotate it 90 degrees about the origin, this one can be a little tricky, but if you think about a line from the origin to each of the points, and if I take and I look at this point here at the middle of my figure, and I take that line and I make a 90-degree angle, I move that line over so that it's 90 degrees, this point ends up over here. And this point here, 90 degrees later, ends up here. And this point here, 90 degrees later, ends up here. So my image is the same as if I had reflected it across the y-axis. So for all of these, the shape and the size of my image has stayed the same. All I've done is change the orientation. So my pre-image is congruent to my image. This pre-image congruent to here. This pre-image is congruent to there. Two figures, so for sake of clarity, two figures are congruent if one can be obtained from the other by a series of translations, reflections, and rotations. And this is true because every time you do those transformations, you are not changing the size. Remember, congruent means it is the same size. Now,